Oh. It is being brought to you by Ring Magazine, Sella, and Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions in association with TGB Promotions, along with their sponsors, Thomas J. Henry Law Firm, Everlast, and IFX Payments. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Well, a few reminders, ladies and gentlemen. Tickets are available via AXS.com, and you can also watch it live, worldwide, exclusively on DAZN. Let's now get things started and welcome our Undercard press conference participants. Competing in a 10-round super middleweight contest, he is a native of Accra, Ghana, now fighting out of Nashville, Tennessee, Senna, the Assassin Agbeko. A native of Shoimbek, Uzbekistan, now fighting out of Indio, California, Bek, the Bully Melikuziev. Competing in a 10-round junior welterweight contest, a native of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, now fighting out of Sicklerville, New Jersey, Nair Pretty Boy Woo Albright. A native of Detroit, Michigan, now fighting out of Dallas, Texas, Frank the Ghost Martin. Competing in a 12-round contest for the WBA Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. Let's welcome the challenger, coming to us from Yokohama, Kanagawa, Japan, Andy the Blade Hiraoka. And let's welcome the defending world champion from Capitol Heights, Maryland, Gary Antoine Russell. Competing in our co-main event, 12-round scheduled for the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. Let's welcome the challenger from Parral, Chihuahua, Mexico, Oscar La Migraña Duarte. And let's welcome the defending world champion from Brooklyn, New York, Richardson Hitchens. We also welcome manager Keith Connolly, manager and co-promoter, president of Cancun Boxing, Pepe Gomez, president of TGB Promotions, Tom Brown, CEO of Ring Magazine, Rick Reno, president and chairman of Golden Boy Promotions, the Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy. And we now hand things over to your host, Mr. Chris Mannix.
Well, welcome everyone to the final Undercard press conference for Ring the High Stakes, which will take place right here at T-Mobile Arena and air live and exclusively on DAZN. I know how often you hear about how good an Undercard is, but this one is truly outstanding. 2 championship fights that could easily headline main cards of their own, along with 2 critical crossroads matchups in the 140 and 168-pound divisions, with the winner of both in line for a world title shot this year, all leading into the 147-pound title fight between Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia. To begin this, I want to turn it over to the CEO of Ring Magazine to say a few words, Mr. Rick Reno.
Thanks, Chris. I want to thank everyone in attendance for supporting this event and this press conference, and I want to thank our promotional partners, Sella, Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, and Tom Brown and TGB Promotions. This is an outstanding undercard, 3 world title fights on this entire event, and some of these fights could easily main event on their own. Richardson Hitchens, he's a guy that wants all the smoke. He wants all the top names out there. He's stepping into the Lion's Den with Oscar Duarte. He's going to have a big fan base supporting him at the T-Mobile. Oh, I thought the Richardson cut my mic off. But yeah, it's not going to be an easy fight. Oscar Duarte's got a lot of heart. He comes to fight. He's never in a boring fight. It'll be a real good test, and Richardson Hitchens may have his hands full. I know he wants to look impressive and make a statement. He's looking to bet some money with the other side on the outcome. He says he wants to bet on the knockouts. We'll have to see what happens. And Gary Antoine Russell, exciting fighter. Andy Hiroka, the same. These guys like that. So don't blink on that one. Both of those guys are coming in to get the fight over with early on. Neither one of them want to go to distance. So definitely don't walk away from your seat. And then Frank Martin, ever since he's entered the junior welter division, they're calling in the KO Kid after his last fight. But they hear Albright, he knows how to upset the odds. He's pretty confident. So it's going to be a really good matchup. And Beck the Bully, never in a boring fight. Same with Tina Ekbeko, so it's going to be bombs away. Once again, I want to thank everyone in attendance and turn it back over to Chris.
Thank you, Rick. Well, the biggest star on this stage hasn't fought in almost 2 decades. Can you believe it's been almost 2 decades, Oscar, since you've been out of the ring? For you, almost 2 decades. But you are former world champion, Hall of Famer, and this feels like kind of a throwback card in a way with all the talent that's on it. At the top with Ryan and Mario, but the depth of this card, championship fights, championship level fights from top to bottom. What do you think of this card? And specifically, your guys, Oscar Duarte, chance to win his first world title, Bektemir Melikuziev climbing up the rankings. How do you feel about the position your guys are in?
No, I feel great. And thank you very much for that introduction. Yeah, this is a stacked championship card, and I can't wait to watch our Golden Boy fighters shine and take the next step to greatness. In the co-main event, the powerful Oscar Duarte challenges IBF champion Richardson Hitchens. Duarte is one of those fighters who keeps evolving every single fight, and we've watched that growth for nearly a decade now. Even Ryan Garcia says Duarte is the hardest puncher he's ever faced, and on Saturday night, the world is going to feel that power. What can I say about Beck the Bully? He's knocking on the door for a world title. He's a warrior from Uzbekistan with a nearly perfect record, but he's in tough with Akbekto, a man who's been in with the top contenders and championship caliber. We believe Beck is ready for the moment and ready to deliver a victory everyone can be proud of. So this card, yes, it is from top to bottom one of the best cards I've been involved in. It's really great to watch boxing back. It's great to see a stacked card like this on DAZN, so we're very proud to be part of it. So thank you very much for being here.
I appreciate it, Oscar. Let's start to my left at the end of the day as Sene Ekbeko. Back again. As Oscar mentioned, you fought some of the best in your weight classes. Took a couple of losses over the last few years, picked up a win your last time out. How confident are you feeling going into this fight?
I mean, obviously, I've never shied away from fighting, unbeaten fighters, very tough competition. And I come from a country with a long line of champions, Assasin and Albright, Duarte, who Oscar De La Hoya fought. So, and he, that's one of his hardest fights, he knows. So, it's definitely going to be a firefight. Of course, he goes by the name Bully. My plan for the night is to bully the bully. So we trained. I've completely overhauled my team. I have a whole new team that I'm working with, and I've trained, and I feel very confident going into this fight.
Oscar, you get a little PTSD there from hearing Corte.
Once he mentioned Corte, yeah. It was...
All right. You've said you want to bully the bully. I mean, this could be one of the best fights, I think, of the night with that type of style. It's a great body puncher over there to the right. How do you do that? How do you bully the bully?
Exactly. I have my own questions that I'm going to ask him. The way we've trained to answer all of the questions that he'll be bringing. So, I mean, we're going to look to deal with everything that he can possibly bring forward. The real question is going to be whether he can deal with what I'm going to bring to the table. So, I guess we'll all have to wait Saturday night to find out.
All right, looking forward to that. Bektemir Melikuziev, Alec will train here to translate here in the front row. You were right there, number 2 in the WBA rankings at 168 pounds. What do you want to show in this fight?
Ты номер 2 сейчас в рейтингах. Чего ты хочешь показать в этом бою?
Assalomu alaykum. Hello everybody. Avvalambor nima deydi? Men ertadan keyin bo'ladigan jangda menga imkoniyat berilganidan juda xursandman. Xudo xohlasa, inshaalloh mana shu keyingi jangimda ham oldindan jangimga yaxshi tayyorgarlik ko'rib, murabbiylarimiz bilan, trenerlar bilan hamma komandamiz yaxshi tayyorgarlik ko'rdik. Inshaalloh chiroyli g'alaba ko'rsatib, barcha muxlislarimizni, butun o'zbek xalqini inshaalloh chiroyli g'alaba bilan, chiroyli boks ko'rsatib, ringda chiroyli g'alaba qozonishga inshaalloh harakat qilamiz. Hammaga rahmat.
Thank you so much, everyone who's here, and I'm super grateful being part of this big event. Thank you to my promoter, thank you to all my team, thank you to my trainers. This is a great opportunity for me to showcase my skills. Nothing but respect to my opponent, and I'm looking forward to a great fight.
You heard that man say he wants to bully the bully. What do you think about that?
Он говорит о том, что он будет тебя как бы давить в ринге. Что ты думаешь по этому поводу?
Albatta, ring package inshaalloh.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Ring will show.
All right. Good luck, Beck. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Saturday night. Go back to my left here. Albright, you had an interesting 2025. A lot came out of that fight against Kelvin Davis, but you got the win in that fight to keep your career moving forward. How are you feeling going into 2026 in a big fight against Frank Martin?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, I want to give thanks to God. Jesus, thank you for me being here. I want to thank my family, everybody, thank all the promotions that had their hand in giving me the opportunity. But I feel great, man. I'm excited. I worked hard, and I'm just so grateful. I'm ready.
What kind of fight are you expecting on Saturday?
Honestly, I expect a war. You know, we prepare for war, and I expect a war, nothing less than a war.
So what do you think is the key to beating someone like Frank Martin that's fought at a high level, 1-0 now at 140 pounds? What's the key to beating him?
Just being myself, just being Nair Albright, and just showing the world what I already know about myself.
All right. Good luck to you on Saturday. Frank Martin, you picked up a win in your last time out, first fight at 140 pounds. How different do you feel moving up in weight?
I feel a lot stronger at 140. You know, I feel like this is the perfect weight for me. As far as strength, speed, everything, I feel a lot more comfortable at the weight. Hey, I got a question for you though, Nair. When you say you want to make it a fight, right? That mean you want to like stand in the middle with me, or you gonna box? What you want to do?
Whatever, we could do it whatever way. Any way.
However you want to do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Any way. Let's do it.
Bet.
Let's do it.
Bet.
Right here.
I like that.
Yeah, I ain't
like
going nowhere.
All right, for sure. I like that.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Frank, do you believe that he's going to do that?
I mean, we gonna see. You know, once I get to touching on him, you know, hitting him in some spots he ain't
bro,
comfortable
once I
with.
touch on you, once I touch on that chin, bro, stop playing with me, bro.
And he might, them legs might get the moving. You know, you might get the, you might
Okay,
get the.
okay.
Hey, it's a big
All right,
ring. It's a
okay.
big ring, so it's perfect for you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You
Perfect
might have
for
to, you might move
Perfect
around
for
a
you.
lot.
You gonna see.
Hey, I ain't
You
gotta
gonna
move
see.
around.
You gonna see.
I don't gotta move around.
You gonna see.
I can stand in a pocket with you. I could
The
box.
ghost? Yeah,
Hey,
you gonna
look.
be a ghost, nigga? Stop
Hey,
playing
look.
with me.
Hey, look. This is the thing, though. Look, check this out. It's perfect. This fight, me fighting you is perfect because
Yeah.
you tough. I give you that. You a tough
Alright,
motherfucker, right?
Alright.
But what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna beat your ass
Alright.
and take all the toughness.
Alright.
Hey, look.
Alright.
I fuck with the style though, so our styles gonna clash. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a good fight. I ain't gonna sit up here and just pop it, but it's gonna be a good ass fight, bro. Thanks for accepting the fight.
Thank you for accepting the fight. Thanks for the opportunity.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm ready for that fight. 140 pounds, two top contenders in that weight class. Gary Antoine Russell, the 140-pound champion, your opponent, not here on the stage, but he is here. You will get that fight on Saturday night. I know it must have been a little nerve-wracking.
It's okay. I'm ready for it. You know, I'm here feeling great. You know, camp been great. I'm on a great card, and I'm going to do what I normally do, like I've been doing my whole entire career. Show up and show out. So hopefully the concession stands got some popcorn, so y'all can have some popcorn and enjoy the show.
You picked up your first world title just about a year ago now.
Yeah.
You get a pretty tough first title defense against Andy Hiroka. Good fighter, been fighting mostly over in Japan, undefeated, good boxer. What kind of fight are you expecting on Saturday?
It depends, you know. Hopefully he shows up and he brings his physical best. Just like all the opponents, you know, they come to be victorious. So I'm not going to downplay that. I'm not going to overlook that. But I want to be a champion, a true champion through and through. And with that, without adversity, you know, meeting somebody that's going to push you to the limit. I'm prepared for it.
A couple of years ago, you had a close loss to Alberto Puello. You look completely different against Rayo Valenzuela, much more polished as a fighter, still brought that same strength, that same activity. What do you think was the biggest difference in you in your last fight?
Honestly, I just kept my foot in his ass. You know, I took the gas off when I fought, what's the guy, Alberto Puello. I let off the gas. You know, I felt like I was up on the scorecard, and I just wanted to change the dynamics of how I was making an approach and just still make it entertaining. Fight a little different, but still make it entertaining for the fans, you know. But, you know, I let it get too competitive. So they gave it to him. I'm more mad at myself than the decision, to be honest, because I shouldn't have made it that close. But my next fight, I came in with a chip on my shoulder. I said, I ain't letting that happen again. So that next fight with Rayo Venezuela, that's what you saw.
Does this fight go to a decision?
It depends, man. I don't kiss and tell.
Well, good luck to you on Saturday, Gary.
Appreciate it.
This co-main event easily could be a main event on its own card. 140-pound title fight, Richardson Hitchens against Oscar Duarte. I want to start to my left, Pepe Gomez. You've seen some great improvements with Oscar Duarte over the last few years since that loss to Ryan Garcia. Why do you believe this is the right time for him to win his first world title?
Oscar Duarte ha crecido muchísimo después de esa pelea contra Ryan Garcia. Fue un gran combate. Creo que la experiencia de todo boxeador va ganando y va sumando puntos para hoy estar presentes aquí y el día sábado llevarnos ese título mundial a México. ¡Viva México y viva Duarte! Gracias, Oscar de la Hoya. Venga, Ring Magazine.
Oscar has grown significantly since his last fight, and every punch is going to bring out those points out in the ring. He's going to bring that energy on Saturday. And Viva Mexico! Everything for Mexico, and thank you so much, Oscar, for the opportunity.
All right, appreciate it. On the other side, Keith Conley, everybody's favorite manager. You've been with Richardson Hitchens for a lot of years now, seen him grow as well, seen him develop into this world champion. What have you seen from him over the last couple of years, and specifically his last two fights, the two wins over Liam Paro, his last win over George Kambosos? Where have you seen the growth?
I've seen a lot of growth. When I signed Richardson Hitchens 2.5 years ago, we sat down and I said, you have pound for pound type talent. And he's had that type of progression over the last 2.5 years. He's really grown a lot, and I think the Kambosos fight, especially in his last fight, we talked about it day before the fight, and we said, listen, this is also entertainment. It's not just about winning. I want you to sit in the pocket and fight. And I remember leaving the room. He told me he was going to do it, and I wasn't sure if he was going to do it. And come fight night, he put on an absolute masterclass performance. But more important than that, he finished the show. He knocked out Kambosos. He did probably a better job than Lomachenko did. Definitely did a better job than Devin Haney. And I'll stick by my word 2.5 years ago. Over the next year or two, this kid over to my left, Richardson Hitchens, is going to be in the top 10 pound-for-pound list. And we're looking to fight guys next, like possibly Devin Haney move up, challenge for a world title at 147 after this fight, or possibly target a guy like Dalton Smith in unification. But the kid's talent is endless. There's no ceiling on him, and I think he could go down as one of the all-time greats when his career is over with.
All right. Oscar Duarte, you heard them talking about other opponents, future fights for them. Do you think there's any chance that you're being overlooked going into this fight?
Te han hablado de muchos otros oponentes. ¿Tú sientes que no te están dando tu posición en esta carta?
Así es, pues pienso que me están subestimando, pero eso es cosa de ellos. Yo ahorita estoy muy contento, estoy muy ilusionado, porque siempre había soñado con ser campeón mundial y ahorita estoy a un paso de lograrlo. Yo voy por el campeonato y yo, como lo dije en ocasiones pasadas, quien se me atraviese lo voy a quitar de ahí. y ahorita se me atravesó este Hitchens y lo voy a quitar. Creo que me están subestimando, pero esta noche se van a llevar una gran sorpresa.
I definitely think that they're underestimating me, but that's on them. I know what I'm going to bring to the ring, but other than that, I'm extremely happy to being here for this opportunity. I know that I'm hungry and I want that world title. I want that championship, and we'll see on Saturday. I'm coming not only for Hitchens for my opponent, but anyone else that they put in front of me.
You called him over the last few weeks a basic fighter. You said there's nothing special about Richard Hitchens. Why do you believe that?
Yeah, I think Richard Hitchens is a basic fighter. I'm ready and I training very hard in this camp. I'm feel very physical and in my mind and ready for my title.
That's a very good boxer over here to my right. What do you have to do to get inside that jab, to beat a guy with that type of skill?
Él es un súper buen boxeador. ¿Qué tú piensas que tienes que hacer para poder entrar en su mente?
Voy a meterle presión y voy a pasar como un tren por arriba de él.
Oh, he's definitely going to apply pressure, and he's coming at him like a train.
All right, appreciate it, Oscar. Richardson, I'll start with what Oscar said there. Basic fighter, nothing special about you. What do you think of that?
First of all, I want to thank God for being on the stage and defending my world championship. I want to thank my manager, Keith Conley, Turkey, the Saudis for giving me this opportunity to get to what Oscar said. Him and his camp, they've been saying I talk a lot of shit, but I haven't even been talking that much this camp. Y'all know I could really get. Only person that kind of gave me my respect I seen was Robert Garcia. But as far as like Oscar, them saying I'm a basic fighter, if you look at my resume, every guy that I fought, besides the Gustavo Lemos fight, where I already told my story on that fight, I don't got to keep explaining what happened that night, but every guy that I fought, nobody's done to them what I've done to them. You can start back from guys like Yomar Alamo, a guy that was 24-1 at the time, never was supposed to compete for a world title. His only loss was to an undefeated fighter, Liam Parrow. I fought Yomar Alamo. I stopped him in the fight in the 8th round. I came back. I fought an undefeated Bowser. Everybody thought it was gonna be a good fight. They robbed me of a stoppage. I should have stopped Bowser as many times I hurt him, dropped him in the fight. I came back again. I fought Jose Zepeda, which was a threat. Demolition. I came back again. I fought Liam Parrow, undefeated, dominating performance. Came back again. I fought George Kambosos, a guy that nobody did what I've done to him, annihilated him. This guy been spoon-fed his whole career. He's never fought a threat till his last fight, and he damn near lost that fight. He's not fighting any guys that's punchers. He's not fighting. His whole career he started off with guys that's had losing records. When he get in front of me, I'll show Saturday night is levels to this, and I'm far from a basic fighter. This is exactly what George Kambosos was saying, and he got in that ring and found out the hard way. Him coming at me like a train, he's gonna get knocked out. I keep telling him that. I'm saying that in interviews. If his team want to bet, if anybody want to bet, I promise you, I will knock this kid out if he come at me like a train.
You know, everybody has been making the comparison, as you said, to the Lemos fight. You fought one pressure fighter, wasn't your best performance. Why should we believe that another pressure fighter won't have similar success? Why are things going to be different in this fight?
When I fought Lemos, first of all, I wasn't going to do the IBF rehydration clause. If anybody's unaware of that, unaware of what's that, you weigh in on the day of the weigh-ins and you still have to make weight the next day. I made the weigh-ins on Friday morning at 8 in the morning. I ate whatever I wanted to eat. I went up to, I want to say 155.2, 154.8. I went back that same night, losing weight, sat in a tub, working out. I woke up the next day. I made the weigh-ins. I made the weigh-ins for the latest time possible. Forgetting I'm fighting in Vegas and we got to be in the arena earlier. I only had about 6 hours to rehydrate that fight. I told my managers, I told everybody the day before, I don't want to do the IBF rehydration course. I'm going to fight how I'm going to fight. They said, no, fight. This is for world title shot. Do it. Me losing that weight, again, day to fight. Made Lemos pressure. I felt it way more. I felt zapped, but I was such in good shape. I was able to deal with that type of pressure. But You seen what happened when Lemos, a pressure fighter, came at a boxer like Keyshawn. He got knocked out. He's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna get knocked out the same way he got knocked out by Ryan Garcia. But I don't expect him to do nothing else. He has to do that. So I'm excited. Like my brain is not wondering like how is this guy gonna come. I don't think he's patient. He's none of that. Like so, we'll see.
Is it just because you think he's going to come right at you that gives you the confidence? We don't hear you predicting a knockout all that often.
Yeah, I mean it's boxing. You want to come? Guys look at my record and say, "Oh, he's 20-0, 8 knockouts. He have no puncher. He have no power." If I fought the same opponents he fought, I would have knocked him out too. He's not. He's punching on Jojo Diaz, and Jojo Diaz is a 130 pounder, 135 pounder. I was partying somewhere in Cali a few weeks before fighting him, and he talking about knocking me out. I don't know what the fuck wrong with him, but we'll see. I've never been down in my whole boxing ever. I've said this before. I've never touched the canvas ever. He's not going to be the guy to do that.
Oscar will give you the last word here. He says you come right at him, he's going to stop you. How do you see this fight ending?
Bueno, también quiero agradecerle a todo mi equipo que me estuvo apoyando en este campamento y también a Oscar de la Hoya porque en la pelea pasada contra Kenneth Sims que dice él que no he peleado con nadie, pero he peleado con grandes peleadores.
Bet some money.
Kenneth
Bet
Sims
some money.
es un
How
guerrero.
much do you want to bet?
Y Oscar de la Hoya me dijo ahí que lo que siguiera el campeonato mundial, entonces quiero agradecerle por la oportunidad. Pues estoy listo para brillar, para ganar este sábado y para darle un campeonato a México. Traigo toda la ilusión, todas las ganas, me preparé muy fuerte y este sábado voy a ganar, voy con todo.
Bet some money.
First of all, I want to give thanks to my team and my training camp, and big thanks to everyone that got me here, especially Oscar. We talked about this, that I was coming for that world title, coming for that championship title. I'm not only doing this for me, but I'm doing it for the people of Mexico.
Oscar, I think he wants you to bet some money on the outcome. How do you feel about that?
Oscar, yeah, I know you're confident in your fighter. I would love to bet some money because I know
Shut
you
the
got some
fuck
money.
up, pussy.
That shit is not funny. None of that shit is funny.
Hey,
None
don't
of
let
that
him
shit
talk
is
to
funny.
you like that, Africa.
I'm gonna beat the shit out you.
Don't let him talk to you like that,
I'm gonna
Africa.
beat the shit out you. I promise I'm gonna beat the shit out you. I say everything I say I'm gonna do.
See you in the ring this Saturday.
Okay.
I'm ready for you.
I'm ready for you too. What the fuck? Like, what you think? You gonna come at me like a trained power? Oh my god, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. The fuck? What's wrong with you? You gotta use your brain in that fucking ring, dickhead.
Hey, hit him with the word to your mama.
All right. All right. We're going to face these fighters off. Excited about this. 2 world title fights, 2 huge crossroads fights, 140 and 168. We're going to face them off, reset the stage, and come back with the main event press conference.
Funny. That's good. That was a good shit.